Hello. Today we will be testing the Eureka Airspeed Baggless Upright Vacuum Cleaner with Airspeed technology. Eureka claims that this vacuum is better than a Dyson, the DC-25, at about a third of the price. And today we're going to test and see if that is actually true. You can see just from the sticker that it's a pretty big part of the marketing campaign for Eureka, and it could be very compelling to purchase this vacuum if it really does pick up better than a Dyson at a third of the price. There's obviously going to be some differences in ease of use, etc. You can check our review for those differences, but this test, purely suction power from both a visual and a amount picked up, weighed amount picked up, and that's what we will be testing. So this test is going to be just like we tested the Dyson. If you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to check that out. Dyson's kind of the benchmark for most people, and so that's what we're going to use as our benchmark as well. So with this test, the first substance we put on is a half cup of vacuum freshener. You can buy it at Walmart or wherever, and it's very fine, and it goes deep down into the carpet fibers, which is what we want. The second substance you can see is different. It is also a carpet freshener, but it's not nearly as fine. There are larger particles, again, as you can see, and those particles are very light. They'll stay at the top of the pile of carpet, and can actually be fairly tricky to clean up. We've tested this with older vacuums, and they don't do a very good job at all. So we put 2 bags of that, and then a half a cup of the other powder, and we'll see how it does. Okay, so at first glance, it did an excellent job. At least from a visual standpoint, you can compare this to the Dyson video. It actually looks like it fared, comparable. Let's look at this first one. There's a few small things there. Again, kind of like what we saw with the Dyson, a small white streak. The second carpet, which can be tricky with how this is actually the type of carpet this is. For these little small pebbles, you actually see those in there a little more. And the third one, the deep pile carpet, which for the Eureka we actually had one compromise that we had to make. The Dyson automatically adjusts, the Eureka does not. As you see, the last section of carpet was a little too high for the setting we had, and it did push off some of those pebbles. So typically you would actually adjust that yourself. Okay, so here's the second run with it, and let's take a look and see how it did. And I will say I am fairly impressed. Let's look at this second carpet. Sorry, I'll try to keep the camera still, but I'm trying to get down here close. So there's a few particles there that you can see. Fairly similar to the Dyson. Get it focused, there we go. And it looks to have done a decent job. I actually would expect it to pick up a lot on this thick pile, but then kind of push some of it off like it did. So take that into consideration. It looks like it did a good job, but it does kind of push some things around. You'd obviously want to change the height there, but that is an advantage of the Dyson, is it does change automatically. So there you have it from a visual standpoint, the Eureka Airspeed Upright Baggless Vacuum. Hello. Today we will be testing the Eureka Airspeed Baggless Upright Vacuum Cleaner with Airspeed technology. Eureka claims that this vacuum is better than a Dyson, the DC-25, at about a third of the price. And today we're going to test and see if that is actually true. You can see just from the sticker that it's a pretty big part of the marketing campaign for Eureka.